Hi guys, thanks for joining me. If I'm talking a little bit more quietly than usual today, it's because I have a builder here just outside that door there, and I don't know, I just kind of don't want him to overhear me really. So yeah, that's why I'm being a little more subdued than usual if I am. Welcome to Monthly Favourites. I did this most months last year. Sorry, I'm just trying to get myself central. I should have done that before I started really, shouldn't I? Yeah, I did this most months last year and I wanted to give it a little twist this year. I'm going to do Monthly Favourites where I'm going to talk about, much the same as I always have done, favourite beauty products, stuff I've watched on TV, book recommendations, YouTube, whatever I've been enjoying during the month really. But I'm also going to do a bit of a monthly review, things that I've done, how things have gone, and sort of a recap on my goals a little bit. I'm not going to do the monthly goals videos this year, I've decided. I'm going to talk about my monthly goals in my weekly vlogs. I'm going to cut down on the amount of goals that I set myself, more of that later in this video, and I'm going to sort of do a recap on how I've got on during the month in this video. So I think I'm going to call it Favourites, Fails and Frustrations, something like that. I'm not sure, but you'll know that by now because it will be down there in the title, won't it? I should just mention as well, before I start, that any products I talk about, I will put all the links in the description box below, so if you want any more information you can click through from there. Just click the show more link down there. What else? Had quite a lot of new subscribers recently, so welcome to you. Come in, make yourselves comfortable. I hope you enjoy my content, and all that having been said, let's make a start. So, January, we've got to the end of it. I always think that's good. January is a month to be got out of the way, really, isn't it? I think in February you start to see the evenings brighten up, and January is just a bit of a dark, dismal, miserable month, isn't it? I haven't got loads of products to show you this month, but just a few bits and pieces. And at the beginning of the month, I had a terrible, terrible cold, really one of the worst colds I've had for years, and something that really got me through this cold was this. It's Tetley Immune. There we are, let's put it up the right way. Lemon and ginger tea. Oh my goodness, this was so good. I really like it. At one point I couldn't taste or smell anything, and so I was just drinking this with a spoonful of honey in it, and it was just so nice. And I've actually carried on drinking it through the month, not as much as I was when I had the cold, but this is just a lovely, lovely tea. No caffeine, and it's got vitamin C in it as well. So yeah, really enjoyed the old Tetley lemon and ginger. Couple of other products I found a complete lifesaver when I had my cold, and also afterwards, because I had the driest skin ever. Just it really dried out my skin. I looked horrible, I felt horrible, just awful. The first one is this Kiehl's lip balm. I had a Kiehl's advent calendar last year, not last year, the year before, 2017 that would be, wouldn't it? I keep putting the wrong year on my videos as well. Absolutely hopeless. Really hoping that I remember to get the right year on this one. But yeah, Kiehl's lip balm. I had a Kiehl's advent calendar. This was one of the products I got in it, and I only started using it recently, but it is a really, really good lip balm. I almost hesitate to recommend this because I feel like it's probably really expensive. I've got to be honest, I haven't checked yet, but I think it's probably very expensive. But when I had a cold, this was absolutely brilliant. It's quite thick and Vaseline-y. It doesn't smell of anything in particular, but it was also really good. You know when you get that dry bit under your nose or around here from blowing your nose? I used it overnight. I slathered it on under my nose and all over my lips, and in the morning it really was very effective. It was very good. So if you're desperate for a decent lip balm and you don't mind splashing out a bit, it may well be worth giving this a go. I've got to be honest, I don't necessarily think I'd buy it again, depending on how much it is, because I've got a feeling it's probably around the £20 mark, but it really was very good indeed. Anyway, I'll find it and link it below so you can click through and see how much it is anyway. But yeah, that was a good recommendation. The final recommendation for dry skin and colds and all that sort of thing is this, which is a facial oil, and it's Balance Me. I don't know if that's going to... Yeah, there we are, that's focused, isn't it? It's the Balance Me Rose Otto Face oil, Balance Me Rose Otto Face Oil. This one I think as well came from an advent calendar. It's got a little rollerball end, which is great. Really good for, I find sometimes with oils I put too much on my hand and end up with too much, but this is just perfect. It just distributes it perfectly, you see. But this was such a lovely facial oil for really dry or dehydrated skin. Not too expensive, not as expensive as some of the, smells lovely. Very fresh and rosy. Anyway, yes, really nice facial oil. Highly recommend this one. I've been using it a lot during the winter months, and it was particularly good when I had the cold. Final beauty product, unrelated to having a cold, which I have shown you in a vlog, is a purchase when I was in London, and it's the Anastasia Soft Glam eyeshadow palette. I am absolutely blown away by the quality of these eyeshadows, and they're just lovely colours, such perfect quality. It was expensive, it was a splurgy purchase, it was £42, but I love it. Honestly, it's worth it. It feels worth it to me. I'm an eyeshadow obsessive. I love my makeup, and eyeshadow is my thing really, but this really has felt like a very, very nice purchase. I've really been enjoying using it. They're buttery soft, the pigment is lovely, just absolutely gorgeous. Really highly, highly recommend. I would quite like another Anastasia palette now. Don't need one though, obviously. Let's move on to TV. I have watched a lot of TV in January. Ashley and I have watched a lot of TV in January. I think we were watching quite a lot over Christmas, and it's just sort of carried through into this month. And I want to mention 3 things that we've watched. One of them was a recommendation from you guys. It was it's The Marvellous Mrs. Maisel, which is really good. It's on Amazon Prime, and the second series has recently been released. I've just watched the first series, and I'm about halfway through the second series now, and it's so good. It's sort of a comedy drama set in the 50s around a Jewish family, around a young woman with 2 children who is a female comedian. It's late 50s, early 60s, I don't know exactly when it's set, but the fashion is fantastic. It's a good storyline, the characters are really good, it's funny, it's entertaining, well worth a watch. It's around the era of Mad Men, you know, that sort of glamorous, well worth a watch, really enjoyable. The other thing I've watched on Netflix this month was You, which is, I think it's a 10-part psychological thriller based on a novel by Caroline Kepnes, which I haven't read, but the series was so good. The one who plays the protagonist, is a couple, and he's a bit stalkery, and it's sort of a stalkery psychological thriller type thing. I don't think I'm giving too much away by saying that. And the guy who plays the male protagonist is, if you ever watched Gossip Girl, he played Dan, and he couldn't be playing a further away character from that, which is quite funny. But it was very good, very watchable. I finished it last week, and the end of the first season definitely set it up for a second season. So I think there's a second book in the series as well. So I don't doubt that will be coming up. But if you want slightly macabre, dark, very dark, twisty psychological thriller with a stalkery element, recommend You. Haven't watched many films this month, I think because we've had so many TV series on the go, but we did watch Ocean's 8 last week, which we really enjoyed. Really good cast. I'm sure you know all about the Ocean's films, and it's made us want to go back and watch the first 3 as well, so we're probably going to watch those next. I've got a book recommendation for you this month. I've been enjoying reading again very much, and my book recommendation for this month is a book by Adele Parks, who is a long-term favourite author of mine, and it's called I Invited Her In. It's again a psychological thriller. Psychological thrillers are the thing at the moment, aren't they? Do you remember, it's quite funny how book publishing goes in trends, isn't it? There was chick lit, and then there was the misery memoir, and now it's all about psychological thrillers. I wonder what will be next. But yeah, anyway, this book, I invited her in by Adele Parks. It's about two old friends from university. They met at university and they've drifted apart over the years. One of them has moved to America and had quite a high-powered TV career, and the other one left university because she got pregnant and has quite an ordinary life back in their home counties with a husband and 3 kids. And that she hears from her old friend who is going through a divorce and who comes to stay with her, and it's about what happens next. And really good, kept me reading, kept me very entertained on my journey up to London and back on the train this month. Well worth a read. I've always enjoyed Adele Parks books, and this one is definitely my book of the month. Have a little random miscellaneous favourite this month, and it is this. It's the same size as a pack of playing cards, and it is a pack of cards, and they are called Table Talk, and it is literally a pack of cards. They are conversation prompts, basically. I got them from Amazon. I'll link them below, obviously. They're conversation prompts, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but Ashley and I sit at the table of an evening. Now, William's not with us anymore, he's gone back to uni, and quite often I find myself struggling for conversation, and I got these cards sort of as a joke, but in actual fact they're pretty good. And when we're sitting having dinner, we pull a card out and it gives us it tends to give you a fact and then a question. Let me just pull one out at random. And it says, butterflies taste with sensors on their feet and eat through tiny straw-like proboscis on their head. They range in size from 1/4 of an inch to 12 inches and fly up to 12 miles an hour. That's interesting, isn't it? Who knew that butterflies could fly at 12 miles an hour? And then they ask you a question at the bottom, and the question is, where have you seen the prettiest butterflies? What did they look like? Now, quite a naff question, yes, I get that. However, we have found these really good because we answer the question and then it prompts more conversation from that. And we found this with every single one that we've had. We've used probably about 10 or 12 of them, I would say. And every one, it sort of started us off on a conversational path, if you like, and taken us to different places. So it just sort of, that they are really good in terms of prompting you. Like, for example, this one, it would probably remind us of a butterfly we'd seen on holiday somewhere, and then we'd start talking about holidays and where we're going to go this year, or where we've been before, or you know, sparking a memory from holiday, or a different animal we saw on holiday. And it just makes us talk about different things, you know. So we have found these really good fun. I think they're about £5 or something on Amazon, so there's different ones as well. I think there's various different options, but I chose these. But we've really enjoyed these. We think they've been quite good fun, well worth a £5. So other random things I've been enjoying this month that aren't actual things include my trip to London, which I've talked to you about with Mum. Always enjoy that. It's an annual thing that we look forward to and is nice quality time together. Also, as you see this, I am in Seville, although I haven't gone yet because I'm filming it in advance, obviously. So really looking forward to that, and obviously you'll see some of that in the weekly vlog next week. One thing I have really been enjoying is this new schedule of pre-scheduling my YouTube videos, knowing that I'm going to do the weekly vlog every week on a Sunday and this sit-down video every week on a Wednesday. I feel like it's made me more able to create quality content. I know what I'm doing in advance, I'm preparing it better. I'm just really enjoying this. Don't know why I didn't do it about 3 years ago, that make a schedule and do it this way, because I'm finding it's really good. I hope you guys are enjoying the new format as well. I think it's working really well for me. Now I want to talk about things that haven't gone so well this month, and the first thing I want to touch upon is the January doldrums. It's been a bit of a miserable month. The weather's rubbish, it's cold, it's a bit miserable, it feels like a long month. It's just generally not a great month, January, is it? It's not got much to be recommended, I guess. I have had a little bit of January blues, not too bad, I've pulled myself out of it, but it has been a bit of a meh month really. The other thing that I've been really cross with myself about this month is I haven't been prioritising my health. I have not eaten well, I haven't managed to get back on the Slimming World bandwagon. I've failed really badly at that. I haven't done any exercise really, and I really need to do that, and I haven't managed to do it this month, so I really need to prioritise that next month. It's something I struggle with all the time. I've struggled with it for years and haven't made a good start to 2019 in that respect, so not very pleased with myself over that, but hey, tomorrow's another day, isn't it? The final thing that I think didn't go brilliantly in January was, I think we're all a bit guilty of this, setting ourselves too many goals at the beginning of the year, and I made this great big long list of things I was going to track this month and things I was going to improve on and try and do better and all that sort of thing, and it just hasn't really worked. There was too much. I got a bit overwhelmed with it all. I think I need to massively cut down on the number of goals that I set myself on a monthly basis, and that is how I'm going to operate goals going forward. That's not to say I failed at all my goals. I did quite well at most of them, I would say. The tracking side, not so much. The only one that I massively failed at was Slimming World, but you know, I've already talked about that. Work-wise, I'm quite pleased with how my goals went. I didn't achieve all of the ones that I wanted to do. I wanted to cross-list everything to Etsy, which I didn't quite manage to do, or all my vintage stuff to Etsy. I didn't quite manage to do that, but I did do a big chunk of it. I did go through the last bag of children's clothing that I wanted to go through and get sorted out and listed. I did that. Haven't quite listed it, but I will have done by the time you see this video. And I did list all the men's designer suits that I had, so I was so pleased to have got that done, because I'd had those for a long time. I think I did just about hit the 250 new listings mark, so that's good. So work-wise, I was really pleased with everything that I managed to get done. I haven't set my February goals as yet, because we're only on the 25th of January as I film this, so got a few days to set those, but I will talk to you about those in next week's vlog, I expect. And anyway, that's it for this month's favourites, fails and frustrations. I think we're going to go with that title. Let me know what you've been enjoying this month. Let me know how you got on with your goals in January. Also, any Netflix or Amazon Prime TV recommendations or book recommendations, always like those from you guys. So yes, thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.